Hey guys, I'm back. This group of tornadoes here, and we're back with her lie I tried to believe. I'm sorry about the thing that happened yesterday. I'll try not to let it happen. It's just I'm dealing with some problems, and they're not as great as they should be. Anyway, let's get going. Anyway, I need to do some stuff here. Alright. Here we go. Let's get to it. It was only the next exam week that I finally realized the obvious flaw in my way of perceiving the world. I was so sure of myself, that there was nothing else occupying my mind during all those weeks of self-study and cram school. I'll beat her fair and square. Last time I was in a fair fight, she had purposely neglected her studies for something as stupid as love. But now it will be different. I guess it's probably because of my obsession with my studies that I had yet to notice something so important, something that I shouldn't have missed. In front of the piece of paper which numbered out the best students, searching frankly like a madman for something that was definitely supposed to be there. Nothing, not there, not there, not there, not even there. What the fuck? Again? What the? Now I'm using it. Guys, I can't. That's impossible. She must have changed her name or something. This can't be happening. But no matter how many times I look at it, I was forced to conclude the same thing over and over again. She wasn't here. She was not in the top 50. I thought that may be ridiculous enough. She had skipped a year somehow. Even though we're in the middle of the semester, she wasn't in the top of the third years either. How could that be? I went directly to the ones in charge of the stupid list. They probably had made a mistake, unless useless as they were. I had something so fucking ridiculous. I had no other choice but to snap back at them. So cool. Lots of them. They told me, and this was the most serious, that she had quit school a month and a half ago. Fucking month and a half? So while I was uselessly, foolishly trying the best I could to surpass this girl that I thought was my equal, she was messing around probably with boys or whatever, and didn't think of me even worth the probability with boys or whatever. Didn't think of me as even worth the effort. Probably thought she could already have everything in life since she was so fucking good. She left me here like a fool, lingering in this fucking feeling inside my throat that just don't want to disappear. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to believe it. But it was the truth nonetheless. It's just so too fucking blind to see it coming. That was all. Fuck! Come on, man! 3 or 4 times. She won even when I was sure of winning. That hopeless feeling that I was so eager to give her was now stuck within me, unable to get rid of it. She was no longer someone I could go head to head with, since she had given up entirely. I asked for the reason for her departure, and they told me that it was a personal matter. Probably had something to do with her family or whatever. I knew it wasn't fucking bullshit. It was probably her way to get back at me, knowing that I was finally going to beat her. She just ended up quitting, to make sure it never happens. Then I had a revelation. What if I decided to wait for her another year? Yeah, that'd be a great idea. I just need to purposely fail, but then I realized I just topped number 2 in my last academic results, and I was pretty much sure of passing. This was over. I had lost the one thing that was keeping me going. For a time, I seriously wondered what I was going to do with my life now that I've lost all interest. But eventually, it didn't matter all that much since I had done this for a good part of my youth. I couldn't easily stop, so I just continued studying the best I could. Then was my sole source of motivation. High school came to an end extremely quickly. The last day of school, I looked around me and saw a lot of students happily chatting together, probably feeling proud of themselves. Some had boyfriends and girlfriends at their side, their arms around them, though the world no longer had any secret to them. I was the best in my class, one of the best of the whole school, and yet I knew nothing. I felt hollow. I was already going to the top university. I could see my future without anyone telling me. Yet I lost something by becoming who I am. I know this, but since I'm not one of them, I don't know what that is. Ooh, what is this? Chapter 2. A group date, maybe? 2 years. Took 2 years to see her again. By that time, my majoring was very well underway, as I was starting to be used to the university lifestyle. I was living on my own inside a gloomy one-room apartment for less than a year. I had zero passions and only knew to do one thing correctly, which is, of course, studying. As if I was the subject of a curse a long time ago. I didn't know why I was so into it. Yeah, I'll probably have a lot of doors open to me in the future, but what if I don't want to enter any of them? I had no motivation to climb up the ladder and surely wouldn't know what to do with all the money being thrown at me. I guess this type of attitude could attract some people, as if they know to talk to you would inevitably boost their own self-esteem. That's how I made my first friends since, well, have I ever had a friend before? Well, not as of seeing him as a friend either way. He was in most of my classes during high school and took that as an opportunity to start socializing with me during our courses together, and I went with the flow, finding my own amusement with some carefree demeanor. That's when one day out of nowhere he decided to invite this to me. I don't remember how it was pronounced. I can't call it a date. A group date maybe. Fuck it. Anyway, it was a thing where a group of men and women of the same age and logically at the same number meet with each other for almost the first time in an attempt to find love. It's obviously a cheap excuse for trying to find someone to empty your load in. But whatever, to the point I was in, I didn't matter really. Trying to fuck someone was, as most of my men my age, any age really, one of my priorities, even though pretty much inaccessible. I didn't get out of my way to try and have sex. That's probably the reason I had zero sex life. So I accepted. He was kind of odd though. He said to me, "You won't regret it, Tim. I even have a surprise waiting for you." He will laugh like an imbecile. He was an imbecile. I only realized when I entered the bar we were meeting at. Oh, it's gonna be her. There were 7 waiting, 8 with me, 4 boys and 4 girls. 2 of those girls were completely unattractive, fat and with a big chin and a weird hairstyle. Hey, you motherfucker! The other one was almost in bed with the big mouth guys, so those 3 were unfuckable. That was my first thought upon entering the bar. The second thought was as different as the first one, but was still very surprising indeed. It was her. She was there drinking a beer, casually talking with that other guy, sports-like type. Another one unthinkable. I'm not saying that again, but of course, not for the same reason. I should just get out of here. This is so pitiful, not even fun. That's when Mike, my friend, noticed my arrival and forcibly introduced me. Oh, this is the guy I was talking about. Hey Tim, come, don't be shy. You're waiting for me. Almost kicked my tongue out loud. But otherwise, maybe that big chin one could be cool within a couple of beers. I sat next to my friend, and tried not to look too on the right side of my table because the symmetry irritated me somehow. He said my name out loud and said everyone else's name right in front of me after. I don't remember any of them. Seriously, don't want to use any of even the most useless part of my brain to store one of them. I still politely greeted everyone until it came to that name. And I could introduce Cassandra, but I guess I don't have to, right? Shut the fuck up! I looked at him, annoyed. He's cleverly happy to introduce her to me. As though me meeting her again would make me happy. Like it's a gift or something. Why the fuck does he even know the fact that we already knew each other? I said, yeah, with a hand scratching my hair, a bit flustered. Yeah. Likewise, she didn't look my way all that much and only said hi, with a voice that could be must have understood as a whisper. Grateful for that, even if I harbored hate for her for the most part of my life, and probably still the fact that she understood my reluctance to face her was what saved the little composure I had left. So I was able to enjoy my beer without while chatting with the group of people around me. Didn't disturb me all that much that she was actually there. It was just like in the heat of the moment, I didn't know what to think of. I didn't even understand the feeling I had for her anymore. I hated her for so long a time that for me it was as though she wasn't even human. And the fact that she disappeared completely from my life at one point, my mind only assumed she was dead. So a non-human presumed dead, looking so lively and joyous, it was only natural that I was baffled a bit. Oh, that's a good reason. She was sexy, no longer cute or beautiful, but sexy. She had a blue shirt which underlies, well, her overly seductive forms, a black skirt that I could see very well due to the table, and her hair was loose and ended a bit under her chest. Tried not to look at her, but it was hard when surrounded by ugly girls. Hey, bitch! I did what I must. I tried to hook up with Chin Girl right in front of me. After an hour and a half, I was at my fourth beer, and the first couple decided to finish the night alone. This made things a bit complicated. Now there were me, the fat girl, my friend, the big chin, the sports dude, whatever, the other girl that I once knew. So it was obviously becoming harder to not interact with her. That's when the phone of the girl in front of me, Chin, started vibrating. She became kind of hysterical by the, I think it was a message that she received on her phone. She said a couple of words to the fat girl standing next to her and then took off. The fat girl looked at me a bit awkward and said, sorry, her ex just texted her so, as if it was the most unusual thing in the world. So that ugly chick just dumped me for a guy that probably flushed her a while ago. I was depressed, but not for her departure per se. Obviously, at least the alcohol started doing its work. That's when everything started to turn in the wrong direction. My friend, who was seated on my left, in front of the fat chick, was now seated on my right. The sports dude who once chatted with that girl was now enjoying his time with the fat girl on my left. That's when I realized that my friend, without notifying me in advance, started a group conversation with her and me. So, from where do you two know each other? Motherfucker! She's gonna murder me because she's so weird, and this game is called Her Lie I Tried to Believe. So, I'm just gonna expect that's what it is. I was staring at the table or maybe at the beer in my hand, trying not to look too interested. I think she answered with some wild giggling. I don't remember all that much. She too seemed to be drinking quite heavily. That long man, I bet you're glad to be able to meet each other like this. Maybe it's faith, who knows. Shut the fuck up! He was irritating me. It was so obvious that he was the one pulling this off. Who pulled this off? Perhaps they were enmeshed with each other, trying to humiliate me or something. So when I uttered something that I probably shouldn't have. Don't know why I thought it would be a great idea. Tell me. I looked at him with a bit of defiance. I didn't know that she and I knew each other anyway. I looked at his every chance and expression. I probably thought he would be confused and that wasn't it. He was surprised that I didn't know the reason behind it. Come on, man. Everyone in high school probably knew about it. Don't you remember that nasty girl with her friends who were starting bad rumors about Cass because she just quit school? Ah, fuck. Now I remembered. Oh, man. I remember still. You were so ruthless. You walked up to those girls and started insulting the shit about how uneducated they were. They were wasting their time and had no future. And then you started numbering every achievement Cass ever accomplished, to the prize she won during the piano competition, to the national rank she topped with her academic results. I'm not the one to hit on a girl or anything, but this one was so asking for it. She didn't try to listen one bit and was continuously cutting about some bullshit she heard somewhere down the street. How ridiculous. This was when I was still very much on edge from losing what I thought was my only drive in this world. Some bitches were bad-mouthing her about something along the lines of prostitution or some shit like that. It was the week after she had quit school, so anything goes, I guess. But then, since they had nothing else more useful to do, they started to say some bullshit about her cheating during exams or giving sexual bribery to the teachers in order to top high in midterms. That's when I lost my shit! Because telling those ridiculous things would insinuate that the rival I always thought my equal was nothing more than a fake. And this was completely unacceptable. Yes, I would have beaten the shit out of them if it weren't for the teacher meddling in